Hello guys, Zach again with the DauT versus Viper best of 5 series between these two guys. We've already seen a pretty interesting first 2 games. This is of course game 3, where the Viper actually took both games by storm, and this is indeed the 3rd game, so we'll have to see how well these guys do in this one. Once again, it is a Hun war on the Arabia map, and up to the top right of the map in green today we do have the Viper. His opponents in blue down to the bottom left is DauT, and as usual, get things started off by speeding things up. And whilst things are underway, I would just like to clear a couple of things up. I know you guys, you really don't like Hun wars, and I have to agree. I personally would rather not watch Hun wars all the time. I feel the same way as most of you do. However, you have to bear in mind that these guys are arguably the top 2 players of all time on AOC, and I can't just skip showing you these 2 guys battle it out purely based on the fact that they're doing a Hun war. Unfortunately, as it stands, top players do play Huns a lot, and there really is not a lot I can do about that. I've made posts on AOC Zone saying, come on guys, sort it out. Not everyone just wants to see Hun wars all the time, but me posting that isn't enough just to make them stop playing Hun wars. If we really want to do something to change the way that AOC is played, and by that I mean reduce the amount of Hun wars that these guys constantly play, we can do something about that by messaging the players and lobbying them in a sense, telling them what we want to see. But at the moment, it so happens that Hun wars, Aztec wars and Mayan wars are just most commonly played by pros, and because of that fact, there really is nothing that we can really do to change it, because at the end of the day, the followers of the game and the real community around the game follows the pros, and if that's what the pros are doing, that is just seems to be the way it is. I mean, of course we can let them know, we can tell them exactly our feelings on the subject, and maybe they will listen. However, it just is one of those things. The pros play Huns, and that is what, unfortunately, if we want to watch the pros, we end up having to see. I do make a conscious effort to try and bring you games where Hun wars aren't involved. Of course, I've told you this many times, to send in games at my website that aren't Hun wars if you really want to see them, and I will have a look through and try and do them. But you know, when I go onto AOC Zone sometimes, the first 20 or so games, they're all Hun wars, and it's absolutely a nightmare to try and find games that aren't Hun wars. So sorry for my little I wouldn't really call it a rant. I just want to put things into perspective and just really say how it is. Of course we can try and change this, and I have been trying, believe me, I have been trying, but you know, just try and talk to some of them and let them know, or make some posts on AFC Zone or something, just to support this topic of trying to do something other than Hun wars once in a while. But anyway, let's get on to this game, shall we? DauT and Viper both advancing up to the feudal age now. Viper with a little bit of a lead going up to the feudal age, and no drushing from either of these guys this time. Last game and the previous game we did see drushing from the 2. This time it's going to be a different case altogether, no drushing whatsoever, and we may see scout rush, we may see archers, we'll have to see. But Viper isn't actually going for any gold at the moment, and a barracks going up for DauT just now, starting to wall his left hand side as well, and a barracks for Viper as well. It's kind of interesting actually, these maps, it's very similar, it's almost like a mirror image. If you look at this side, very thin wood branching out and a barracks at the end of it, and very thin wood branching out with barracks at the end of it. Fairly similar maps, it just does seem. Viper's gold not too far from his town centre. DauT's similar position again, but mirrored on the other side, with a back gold of course here, which is nice for him. And Viper's gold again at the side this time, not really at the back, and his 3rd gold is all the way over here on the left of his base, so that's in a bit of an awkward position. But Viper up to the feudal age first, and DauT not too far behind, going up with the stable, so we'll see a scout rush from Viper once again, and DauT is yet to reveal his cards, as he isn't into the feudal age yet. Another thing I would just quickly like to point out about Hun wars is that any feudal war is pretty much the same with any civilization anyway. It's only once it gets to castle and afterwards that it is very different. So if you like watching feudal wars, then Hun wars are your thing. But of course, After Castle Age and so on, that's when things start to diversify. That's also why I like arena games. They're often very different once you get past the Castle Age, depending on what civilization you use. And yeah, just Scout Rush for the time being. Viper going to be very quick with his scouts, already 3 queued up right there. And of course, Scout Rush does delay you into the Castle Age, but they are very versatile units. They can be easily combated by a couple of spearmen, bear in mind, but they do make great raiding units and they can raid very effectively. I can see exactly why DauT has walled this wood here. This is a very exposed kind of tree line right here, so he does of course want to keep his woodcutters safe, as that is really the only place he could gather wood from. Of course he has got wood over here, but once again very detached from his town centre and very open, and that is why the Arabia map is played so often by pros. Due to the fact that it is so open, it means you can have a much faster gameplay. None of these players actually going for any gold just yet. Viper still not collecting gold, neither is DauT, just continuing with the scouts at the moment, and he's going to now move out with these guys, moving out with the spearmen as well. That's a nice little idea. So is DauT actually, just to prevent any of your opponent, well, get an upper hand I suppose on your opponent's scouts. Moving out with this spearman first and see what you can actually do with that. So there's not actually so much going on right now. We may see a very classic Hun war here with a faster castle time and just some harassment with the stables, with the scout cavalry even. Viper now moving on to gold. DauT still not moving on to gold just yet. I don't know, he's gone for 4 scouts, so I don't know. No, that's 3 scouts. Actually, no, now 4. I was going to say he's gone for 4, but that was obviously his beginning scout, the scout he started with, his first scout. This spearman going to get surrounded and killed, but Viper just really rallying around. And DauT's done a pretty good job here walling his base. Of course, these guys don't really like walling, but in this kind of map, it's always a good idea too, just to be on the safe side, just to create a smaller gap where your opponent can fit through and hence give you a better idea of what your opponent is doing. Viper with quite a lot of scouts right here actually. He's got a good 8, I believe, 3, 6, 7, 8 right there, and that is definitely more than DauT does have. He's going to want to retreat out of there, try and do what damage you can with the spearmen, but of course with that many scouts, the spearmen can get just surrounded and killed off very quickly like it has been done, and it looks like Viper will win this engagement as DauT is heavily outnumbered in this situation. There is 6 scouts for DauT, 8 for Viper, or 7 now, he's lost 1, and an archery range going up for DauT, so DauT may stay feudal for a while once again. Another engagement to gain, and Viper withdrawing, but he has taken out 2 scouts from DauT. They're very nicely done indeed, and he's just going to want to preserve his scouts for the time being. 2 archery ranges coming up for the Viper as well, so both these guys going to flush as well as going with the scouts, and it's going to be one of those feudal wars once again. I do quite enjoy feudal wars. There are actually sometimes game types where you just stay in the feudal age the whole game. You're not allowed to advance up to the castle age. It's purely a feudal battle, and I tell you what, they can be some interesting games. I remember when Dreams was streaming. I want to tell you, yeah, Dreams is actually busy with work at the moment, hence why he's not streaming recently. Hopefully he does return soon. Everyone enjoys his stream. But yeah, when Dreams was streaming, he was doing some amazing feudal wars, and they were just incredible to watch. Really, really good games. So I really do hope that Dreams starts streaming again. That'd be great. And these scouts just having a bit of a scuffle in the centre. Looks like Viper is just about going to win that. Did take less losses, of course. And DauT now with only 2 scouts to Viper's 3. Viper now as well starting to create some archery ranges. Blacksmith gone up. I don't think he's got fletching yet. It would be a little bit early perhaps for that. And yeah, a lot of scouts coming out. Let's see what DauT is producing. Yeah, going with some archers also. Some more scouts coming out as well. And these guys are probably going to keep creating scouts for a while at this rate, it does seem. Viper now getting into the back of DauT's base. He's going to see how much gold he is mining and hence have a better idea about what he's going to be doing. And of course, seeing how many villagers you have, or how many villagers your opponent has even on each resource type, is always very important. Going to try and pick off that archer there. I thought he was going to do it. Yep, he's done that. Very nicely done indeed. Scouts very effective against archers as well. And now DauT forcing Viper out of his base by killing all of his men. And for the time being, just going going to be continuing to build army, it does seem. It's going to be a while before these guys reach castle at this rate. With the amount of scouts being created, the amount of food that these guys have will be a lot less. Viper with quite a lot of farms right now though, so it's not going to be out of the question that he can reach castle fairly soon. Just getting a few archers at his base as Tyrant DauT does move out with a couple of scouts, and it's so easy to rhyme DauT with things. I mean, DauT just rhymes with everything. Every time I do a commentary I end up thinking, oh, I've just made another rhyme. Oh, I've made another rhyme. When am I going to stop doing these rhymes? It never ends when I'm talking about DauT, it seems. Viper just getting fletching out now as his archers are starting to be massed, and DauT, I don't think he's going to be able to do too much with 2 scouts here, but he is going to get, of course, some scouting information. DauT with a fair amount of food, actually. I think these guys are pretty neck and neck food-wise. DauT, in fact, is in the lead and starting to transition into archers so that they can begin to think about going up to the castle age is what usually happens. DauT, of course, still just scouting around. I don't know if he's going to look to pick off any villagers. Of course, he does only have 2 scouts. One of them is only on 5 HP, so would be incredibly easy to kill off. And indeed, he is just checking how much gold collectors Viper does have, how much wood he does have, and the like, and be able to judge from that, perhaps, exactly what he's going to do. Viper, very nicely done right there, moving his archers out across the map. Fletching is, of course, now done, and DauT does not have fletching just yet. In fact, I don't even think he has a blacksmith just yet. Oh no, he does have a blacksmith. I was going to say it would be very weird for him not to have a blacksmith yet. Still no fletching for him, but he is up to the castle age, and he is doing so before the Viper. The Viper will be up very shortly, however, and he is coming in now with these archers. But bear in mind, DauT is on the hill right here. He's got some skirmishes mixed in as well, so he should make short work of these archers right here. Perhaps he's going to try and look to kill off a couple of these farmers on the side. And DauT just getting caught foul of a spearman over here. Not too much to be worried about for the time being. And Viper looking to snipe off some villagers. He's on the prowl, but I don't know how much he is going to be able to find. I think DauT just got fletching there. Yes, he did. So he is going to be able to clear this up very effectively and very quickly if the Viper does decide to engage right now. He is coming in, and is he going to go in or is he going to go back? No, he's going to go in and realise he's outmatched and outnumbered, managing to actually kill off a archer or a skirmisher there. Very nicely microed from him indeed. And these scouts still just chilling outside of Viper's base, going to be able to kill them off very nicely. And of course, just more scouting information for DauT where he can get it, I suppose. Moving out across the map, trying to catch Viper up. Of course, he is now going to be able to kill off a few of these archers as they retreat. Very nicely done indeed, and he will be met with more archers, of course, just in a moment. DauT is going to reach the castle age first, though. He's already there, in fact, and he is researching elite skirmisher straight away. Of course, he has got a lot of skirmishers there, and he can see that Viper's army is primarily archers. Elite skirmishers, indeed, the right decision to make. Let's see how well these guys micro. Viper managing to get one pick off there. I think that was an archer, and he is now just going to hog this hill, I suppose you could say, as DauT is actually bringing some villagers forwards. Let's see if Viper actually sees these going forwards. They might just slip by unnoticed, though I doubt they have now, as they were in his line of sight. Viper now up to the castle age, and crossbowman straight away, bodkin arrow straight away as usual, and elite skirmisher being researched right now. DauT has also got bodkin arrow as well, it would appear, and he is, I don't know, going to make short work of archers, of course, but once they get up to crossbowmen, they are quite a match still, even for elite skirmishers, once they are massed up as much as they are. I imagine Viper will start to begin to get cavalry archers out. Indeed he is doing, and now the crossbowman research has been done. Thumb ring being upgraded as well. That's unusual to see it being done that early, and now, as you can see, Viper is going to be able to micro these guys absolutely brilliantly, not losing a single crossbowman there, but killing off so many of DauT's units. Just look at that micromanagement. He's killed off, I think, what was that? That was four skirmishers to 1 crossbowman. Absolutely brilliant micro. And getting a siege workshop up for a mangonel of his own. A knight coming out as well. Knights do, of course, make very short work of skirmishers, unless they are massed as much as they are, it does seem. And a siege workshop coming forwards with DauT. DauT will be able to get a mangonel out of here eventually, and we'll have to see if he can do a lot of damage with that. It does seem that he could do, against a crossbowman, of course. It is easy to do a lot of damage if you do get a good mangonel hit involved. on the case. And now a mangonel coming out from the Viper. He may be looking to get quite a good hit with this, and in it goes, killing off. Whoa, that was great. Six elite skirmishers in one hit. So worth it. It's paid for itself already. And now DauT gonna have to retreat as he is queuing up 2 mangonels. Let's see what he can do with these guys. Is he gonna garrison them inside? Or yes, he is. And now bringing out the back, and just missed. And DauT gonna lose his mangonel very quickly there. He didn't want to lose that. Mangonels, of course, very expensive, and you want to keep them as live and kill off as many units as possible with them. It does appear that DauT is losing the upper hand in this game, and though he does have another mangonel on the way, he will have to make very good use of it, as Viper is now starting to mass up these cavalry archers. Of course, cavalry archers not so great, or not so as effective against mangonels as their there we go, as their crossbowman counterpart, as they do have 1 less range, 4+2 instead of 5+2, which just make it easier to kill off mangonels with the crossbowman. And Viper coming in around the side, this is going to be a bit ugly. If he does get in range of these villagers, he will be able to snipe off a lot of them from this wood gathering camp over here. Just going to keep an eye on this this mangonel over here, just in case it pops out and does some collateral damage. And DauT going to try and chase this down extremely quickly. He doesn't want these crossbowmen killing off too many villagers over at this wood camp. This is, of course, a very important area of the map for him, as it's where the majority of his wood is coming from. So he's got to be very careful to keep that safe, and he is going to try and kill off these crossbowmen as quickly and as efficiently as he can do. But again, great micro from the Viper there, killing off a lot of these skirmishers. But it looks like it will be cleared up in just a moment, although saying that, he's keeping his crossbowmen alive. They refuse to die by the looks of it, and just being an absolute nuisance for DauT to deal with. DauT with 2 mangonels back at the Viper's base though. Can't really do too much with those without any extra support, of course. And moving out once again with some more skirmishers. Viper going to get involved right here. There we go, coming in, picking off 2 villagers. Very easily done. 3 just being killed off. With Bodkin Arrow, these guys are so powerful, and getting now caught between 2 sandwiches, I suppose you could say, of elite skirmishers. They are going to get mopped up extremely quickly. And Viper with a great little bit of harassment there. Now moving out with the cavalry archers. Going to draw the skirmishers away this way in chase, and then bring the cavalry archers round the other side. Absolutely brilliantly played. And these mangonels still remain inside of the siege workshop for now. Viper may be able to come in here and kill off a few more villagers if he does get his cavalry archers on the move, and retreating back to his base with the crossbowmen, of course. And DauT just going to continue to move in that direction to see what Viper actually does with these guys. I want to point out as well, thumb ring, very useful upgrade to get, I suppose, when you're going against skirmishers. It does allow you to micromanage much more effectively, as your firing rate is increased, so you can fire and move a lot faster than you can otherwise, which does mean you're able to avoid a lot more javelin hits than you would be able to otherwise. Cavalry archers now coming in, they are going to get a few good pickoffs on this gold pile. It's almost as if Viper knows exactly what DauT is doing and where he is, but of course checking the most likely place for villagers to be. So easily to pick off villagers right now. He is going to get a few pickoffs here, but in comes DauT again with another mangonel, a few more knights as well, and this could be really great for DauT right now. He may be able to kill off a lot of villagers in this situation. He's got 3 mangonels right at the front here, and he will of course be able to kill off so many villagers in this situation. A few knights from Viper in defense, but I don't know if he's going to be able to kill off many of these mangonels. Could very well happen though, as knights on knights takes a little while to take them down, and that is 1 mangonel lost. And unfortunately DauT not doing such a great job with his mangonels, not using them as effectively as he possibly could, and Viper of course losing a couple of knights right here at the cost of taking out a couple of mangonels. It is well worth it. He is now going to be able to clear this up very nicely indeed, as his knights will kill off these elite skirmishers. Meanwhile though, Viper coming in once again with more crossbowmen and more cavalry archers, just clearing up DauT's villagers and taking another 1000 score lead. These knights just seemingly coming out of nowhere. They obviously were created over here and brought over. May be able to do a very large amount of damage. How much has Viper got in defense? just 2 cavalry archers for the time being. No more knights coming out. There we go, a couple more. And just a few cavalry archers to defend himself. He has already got 3 town centres out though, so he can very quickly garrison inside. And DauT saying GG right there. He knew it was over before he could do much else, because these cavalry archers, an absolute menace inside of his base, took out pretty much all of his woodcutters and killed off his economy extremely quickly indeed. DauT very open and prone to attack there. And once again, very well played from TheViper, actually taking this 3-0 so far. And I thought this was actually a best of 5 series, but I would like to just point out there is a 4th game. I don't know whether originally it was a best of 5 or a best of 7. But it does so happen that they have played a 4th game, and I will show you that as well. Maybe they just decided to do it for fun, or maybe they indeed were doing a best of 7 to begin with. We'll have to see. There is a 4th game though, and I will bring you that a bit later on today, or before this video, depending on how long it is and how long it takes to upload. But hopefully you have enjoyed this one. I will attempt once again to achieve the filming of the achievements, and if it fails, then thank you very much for watching, guys. I have been Zach, and I will see you next time. Otherwise, let's have a look at the achievements right now. Hopefully this works. Okay, fingers crossed this is recording. It would be very nice if it was. As we can see then, DauT's losing very much in the score at the end, military-wise, so far behind, economy-wise, even more so, and units killed to lost. It was almost double for TheViper in this situation with 64 to 35, and DauT did have the largest army. Unfortunately though, it's quality not over quantity in this case, it does seem. Economy-wise, DauT a lot of food, but I've got to say Viper with a lot more wood and, well, not a lot more wood, a bit more wood and a lot more gold, allowed him of course to get out all those cavalry archers, and in the end quite a lot of knights as well. Castle times very similar for the castle age. Feudal age again very similar. Research wise neck and neck. Viper with a lot more map coverage though, and villager high 75 to 51. So Viper was starting to get up and away towards the end, and a pretty good game if you ask me. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.